Hi, Pisces. Full moon. We're doing this tonight. Full moon in Pisces. Light of the sun shining through Virgo. Extreme healing. Healing can hurt worse than the wound. So before I touch these cards, before we do anything, if you are hurting, if this healing is hurting worse than whatever hurt you, I'm right there with you. So much. And I think that we should take a second, collectively, all of us, to reset. Just so we can actually listen to what the cards want to say and what we need to know, because we're also worked up right now. Like my hair is like standing on end, you know, like where the energy is so, this water wants to shake this earth. Irma is like forming right now, right? My friend Lupe was like, Irma's coming up on earthquake devices. Like, this water wants to shake this earth. Cancer rising, Virgo moon. Like, this water is shaking the earth within me, you know? So I need this reset before I can read for such a powerful water sign when the full moon is in their sign with Neptune right there, with your planet sitting right there. It's so much. I know you can feel it. I know you felt it all day. This is a healing Tibetan bowl, creates a vibration, resets you. So let's just take a second and do this. Closing your eyes. Relax, deep breaths. Let the sound penetrate. Deep breaths. Releasing all the tension stored up with this full moon, letting all that pressure out, opening that valve. You may have been feeling like you can't keep your head above water, but remember, you're a fish. And I'm a crab. I don't know what we're worried about. But the ocean is terrifying, even for a fish sometimes. Deep breaths. And let's reset. All right. Now, Pisces. You know how sometimes you can't help but tell people what their problem is? That's what this Pisces moon is doing. But like in a way that makes you go, yeah, you're right, that is my problem. I don't want to do that anymore. But that hurts so much for several reasons. When you realize what your problem is, that means you can't lie to yourself anymore. You can't be delusional. Also, it says a lot about you, right? Because there's like all kinds of stuff that you've been tolerating that you probably don't realize says things about you. There's that. And then there's also the realization that you've been missing out on so many other great things because you were delusional and hanging on to something terrible. This terrible thing could be a relationship, it could be an addiction, it could be a job you hate. It could be a way of dressing or a being that you don't want anymore. It could be a weight issue. It could be an abusive situation. It's something where the Pisces full moon looks with its Pisces like unerring, unflinching, gaze straight from the heart and is like, that thing's gotta go. Sorry. The other painful thing about that is the emptiness that is left once the thing goes. The other painful thing about that is once the emptiness is there, something will come to fill it. Well, that doesn't seem scary at all. Well, but it is. Ace of Pentacles. Because it's a gift. When Pisces full moon shows you what to get rid of, you get rid of it. What comes into its place is the universe's reward for you, for doing the right thing and getting rid of the thing that was no good for you. Then the universe taps you on the head and says, very good, good work, keep doing that. Keep following your heart. The Virgo sun shines on the Pisces moon. Healing shining on healing. Critical healing shining on love healing. Rational healing as opposed to love healing, both mutable energies. So if you have spent today not feeling like this at all, just remember that this is what's coming up later in the month. But today, if we're talking just full moon, if you have been all over the place with your emotions, if you have been basically acting crazy today, if you have tested the limits of your relationship today, if you have scared somebody away emotionally today, yeah, that makes sense because you've got mutable water, hanging out with the moon, and you've got mutable earth hanging out with the sun. I mean, it's a wonder that everyone isn't going crazy today. So why? And what does it do for us? Okay, so we know that it makes everything, kind of frantic. We know that during full moons, people panic. We know that during full moons, there are the most murders. We know all these sort of, factoids about what the full moon does. Next card out, Seven of Wands. It's heightened activity, right? It's heightened healing. It is healing on steroids. It is all of a sudden going from a place of not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing what to do, to, you know what, I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm out of this situation. I can do better. I don't need to deal with being made to feel low. I can be victorious emotionally on my own. I don't need this. And it comes up on you so fast that you're kind of like, whoa, okay, I didn't even know myself that I was ready to just overcome that and be, And then Oh, what did you think? That it wouldn't come up? It's not lost on me how similar these cards are. And so far, bottom of the deck, it's so strong. It's so heavy. Like, just as a side note, I have been so emotional today, and I have kind of let every one of my Cancer rising, Cancerian flaws, if you will, out. I have just been completely accepting of the fact that I have these flaws. You know, I can't help it. I don't want to hate myself for the rest of my life because I text people I like and I don't wait until they text me back if I think of something else to say. Ah, I can't, you know what I mean? Like I've been in my feelings, but I've also been in my feelings in this really defiant way where I'm like, but this is how I am. I need to be with someone who likes me and likes the fact that I triple, quadruple text. Like this is how I am. You gotta like this about me. So it's a healing that first requires that Virgo really, Virgos look at things painfully realistically. Like you almost kind of sometimes want to ask them to please put on the rose colored glasses because you don't understand. Things would be so much nicer if you just thought they were nicer, right? But the good thing about that quality is that it makes you a great healer, right? It is the Virgo moon quality within me that's able to kind of energetically diagnose people. And that is what Virgos do inadvertently without realizing it. They have a tendency to look at you so straight on um, that they can very quickly and succinctly get to the root of your problem. So you have the rational, pathology of the Virgo sun being like, okay, this is the thing. And I looked at myself in that way, just to use me, myself as an example. I looked at myself in that way. And what is the thing? Okay, so the thing with me is that I just don't know how to play the game. I'm like I think that I feel that I'm so much of a pimp as it is that I shouldn't have to play the game. Like, why should a pimp worry about quadruple texting someone? I'm a pimp. You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of thing. But, like, just to give you a small example, I know it's a trivial one, but, like, the Virgo sun was able to shine a light on something in myself that perhaps for a long time I've hidden. Perhaps I've called it by different names in the past and said, oh, I'm a clingy Cancer rising, or I'm such an emo Cancer rising. No, I don't think it's any of those things, actually. So I think it's an abundance or an overabundance of confidence, right, that can come off that way. So seeing it through the Virgo sun and then using the Pisces moon energy to heal it. So to heal something, first you need to be able to see it clearly, and then you can, once you've diagnosed it, and what is pathology? Pathology is finding the root of something, the cause of something. Once you've done that, which Virgo is so good at, then Pisces can come in with this extreme healing, loving, accepting, really, really powerful water energy and be like, okay, let me put like a salve on this thing that we figured out is the root of our problem. So for me, how that translated was I confronted that I am this way in my life, and instead of turning on myself about it and saying, oh my God, you're so needy, or oh my God, you don't know how to play the game, and the Pisces energy instead is like, the Pisces moon energy is the one that says, you should just be with someone who thinks that that's adorable. It's not you. Right? There is an enormous amount of healing in just accepting things about yourself and saying, okay, that's part of who I am. I can't change it, and even if I could, I don't think I would want to, because in this particular example, the reason I use this particular example is because I don't want to change that about myself. Like, I like that I'm corny. I like that I'm like a nerd like that. I love that if I like you, you know, because your phone will just be blowing up all the time, all the time. Like, I'll just text you all day long. I don't care. Try me. Like, you don't even know. Like, I'm so annoying. You know what I mean? Like, I like that about myself. That's how I am. That's how I am with my kid. That's how I am with my friends. That's how I am with my brothers. Like, I love the people that I love. I want them to know that I love them. I want them to know that I'm thinking about them. And that is the only way I want to view that. And anyone who brings me any sort of uncomfortability or pain because I'm like that, it's them that need to go, not me that needs to beat myself up or change or learn how to play the game or blah, 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 blah. I don't need, like I said, I don't need to do any of that. I'm a pimp. I don't need to play games. I'll text you 10 times in a row. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? So it's that kind of healing acceptance. It's where the moon comes in and says, listen, you gotta love yourself, kid. No matter what is going on, you gotta love yourself. No matter what this moon is pulling out of you, what emotional, crazy high, crazy low. Oh my God, I just got rid of this person I never thought I'd be able to get rid of. Oh my God, I just got rid of that job I hated. Or, oh my God, that place that I loved just let me go. Whatever it is, that surge that you're feeling, the energy, the need, the moon is in your sign because we need you guys right now to heal us with your love. It's a lot. Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, the moon. Let's get the other obvious stuff out of the way. If you're dealing with a Cancer and you feel like you finally found the upper hand in that situation, you absolutely have. Now, can you maintain it? I don't know. Let's take a look at these cards and you can kind of see how this guy is really, sorry about that, sandwiched between what looks like, it could be the sun and the moon, it could be two moons, whatever it is. He's kind of caught between what looks like these two planetary forces. It's a question of what do you want to win against? Do you want to take on this super rational world? Or do you want to stay with what you know? And if this is a Cancer you're dealing with, now that you do have the upper hand, shouldn't you be wondering if that's a problem? Does this person only want to be around you when you have the upper hand? Are there people all around you that display this Seven of Wands and Ace of Pentacles energy where they kind of take advantage of you? See, the moon here is also always about things coming to light, things being exposed for what they are. Pisces do feel like they have lived through a struggle, found their way on the other side, are getting the things that they want, and yet there is this doubt. It's very hard to ignore the moon card. And I really don't think it's just out there because of the Pisces full moon either. So, All right. 10 of Cups, the Devil, 6 of Cups. Obvious Capricorn in your life, that situation looks amazing. Very fulfilling, long term. See, I think, Pisces, when you let go of certain things that wouldn't ever let you feel this way, that kept you back, I think when you let go of that, I think there's a very good chance that a very stable earth sign will take this situation's place. Bottom of the deck so far, the High Priestess. Because ultimately, I think, Pisces, what you're realizing this month, and with you guys, it's so, it's funny because you realize things all the time and then you kind of forget and then you kind of realize and then you kind of forget. But I think what's happening this month is that there's so much of a leveling up going on for you. That it makes sense that this great kind of soulmate-based energy would come in around a very stable figure. So I would suggest pursuing this option. I would suggest pursuing the option with the earth sign, more specifically if it's a Capricorn. Because I think what this last row is also saying is, anything that you really wanted and all your orders, they all got put in before the eclipse. So now we're just kind of riding that energy out and slowly getting all the things that we want. And Queen of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Strength. Yeah, makes sense. Do you need to be more harsh with anyone right now? James Dean said that to be gentle, you have to be very, very strong, right? Is there the fear that being pushed will make this character emerge? It's a confusing reading, but not really. It's pretty obvious what's going on, but there is such an earth-water, battle, and you're kind of stuck in the middle between these two aspects of yourself. But ultimately, the love you're looking for, the type of love, that a water sign would want, is either in your life already, or someone that you will meet soon, because, this combination of cards, it's pretty obvious that you also want this. That whatever your obligations or whatever this life here is, you also very much want this. And perhaps the Queen of Swords is the best in terms of an outcome card. Because there are things that need to be said, there are things that need to be confronted, there are things that need to then be healed. It's, like I said, it's not confusing, it's just hard to read from the water perspective and then the earth perspective without getting lost. So from the water perspective, although it is very up and down, it works out. you can be a little up and down because it's already kind of faded here that this person and you have got this bond. If you look at it from a more rational point of view, does the bond itself make much sense? I don't know, probably not. If you look at it from a more rational point of view, does even the interplay between earth and water and what that causes in a person, does that even really make sense to this particular energy? No. Does it make sense to Leo energy? Not really. Does it make sense to Libra energy? Not really. We can keep going all day. Does it make sense to Temperance energy? Not really. Major, 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 major. So there's a lot of oppositional energy sitting here, just like that hurricane that's coming towards Florida. You know, there's all this like opposition. When it moves quickly enough together, it turns into this kind of whirlpool of energy. And that whirlpool then keeps you from doing the things that you, things that you can't do when your feelings aren't right. Let's say it that way. Your feelings need to be right about stuff for you guys to get that stuff done. And I just don't see how any of these people would be adding to that. I think what I would take from this is just that regardless of where you find yourself here, know that if you feel like you've gained some emotional, foundation, a point of rest, a point of safety, know that there are better things coming now. Much, much better things as we work ourselves out of this energy. There are much better things coming. And yet, in the meantime, I think very important to be rational. And I know that's hard, and getting swept away is so easy, but when the moon card is out like this, you just want to be careful. Okay. Well, all right. I'm so sorry that was so disjointed and I stopped so many times. You know I'm not like that generally. It's just the energy is really, really working right now. Like, it's very hard to it's like being caught in the ocean, right? And the waves come up and they take you under and you swear you're going to drown, and then you come back up and you're kind of starting to wonder, why do I keep coming back up? What's the point of drowning me just to bring me back up? What's the point of, and this moon card that keeps showing up, and the full moon tonight and the phases it goes through. In the Gemini reading, the moon came up when we talked about the moon then too. Knowing the phases of the moon, understanding that the moon causes phases within you, understanding that it causes, these almost wave-like ups and downs within you. Those moments where I was silent in the reading, it's because this earth-water wave is just, it's consuming, they're like, it hurts. But it's the kind of hurt where it's like these things that the Queen of Swords needs to just cut out and get rid of. Like, this doesn't belong to you anymore. I need to get this out. Yeah. Oh. Pisces, I love you. I am actually not going to do the extended right now. I'm going to wait and do it tomorrow because I feel like right now this is all we're going to get in terms of guidance, and I just want to come back around to it and approach it with, I'm going to take like a sea salt bath and recenter and meditate, and let's see what we come up with first thing in the morning. I know I've apologized several times for the, the disjointedness of it. And I'm not even saying it again to apologize. I would just like you to see how, I'm a professional. I know how to do this. But I just want you to note how even someone who does this all the time and works with these energies and knows exactly what it feels like still can be so consumed by it. And please appreciate then how strong this particular placement is, that it is affecting me so much, where I'm almost like losing my words and it's just turning completely into this kind of Piscean feeling. And I don't know anything about that life. It's so foreign to me to just be able to emote and emote and emote, and it actually creates your reality around you. It's fantastic stuff. And I think that this month, the things that you can create in your life all have to do with love and companionship. But the caveat is this moon card. You can have all of those things as long as you figure out who you can trust. Especially if they're a Cancer or a Leo. Just saying. Okay, Pisces. Ooh. Take care of yourself. Charge yourself. Right? Salt lamp yourself. Healing bowl. Do what you gotta do. Sea salt bath. The thing needed to go. We took it out. We know that it has to go. You'll spend the whole month taking it out. The thing has got to go. Look at it with the knife in your hand. Look at it ready to cut. The thing has got to go. I promise you, you will not have to wait long before it will be replaced by something much, much, much better. But now it's time to let it go, Pisces. Okay? I love you guys. Happy full moon. I'll put up the extended tomorrow.